All right, welcome everyone. Today we're going to go ahead and focus on building our teams. For the remaining of the cohort, we're going to have an actual team that's going to be assigned to us where we can actually share code to one another, talk to one another, meet in the mornings with our assigned TA, and meet in the evenings with our assigned TA. We'll go over a quick lecture or more of, I just want to say like a document that specifies what's the importance of teamwork, which at this point, all of us are pretty familiar with working within teams. So this one should be pretty easy. Afterwards, we'll work through a slide deck in which we will talk about all of the different class roles, break up our teams, and then have a fun activity at the very end to ensure that we can get to know our teams. Today's going to be more of a breather rather than anything. It will allow us to kind of get together all of our thoughts and really consolidate all of the information that we've learned over this last week. With that said, this afternoon block or portion of this morning block and this afternoon block does have quite a bit of assignments, as you can see here. So there's going to be plenty of assignments ready for us to ensure that we get some practice, some hands on keyboard, and stay busy for the remaining of the day. All right. I've shared the link to this lecture here inside of the Avenger channel. So let's go ahead and kick this off. Let's go ahead and do this. Importance of teamwork, forge and unity. Can I get somebody to read this first bullet point there?
Diverse perspectives for tactical advantage. Just as Platoon encompasses soldiers with varying expertise, your team brings together individuals with diverse skills, backgrounds, and life experiences. Embrace this diversity. It's your tactical advantage in solving complex coding challenges. Drawing from each other's unique insights leads to innovative solutions that might not have been conceived individually.
All right, awesome. I think in the military is probably where I met the most diverse population of people, and to this day, I think those were probably. Sorry, my child is screaming her head off downstairs. I apologize if everybody can hear that. Um, but as I was saying, most of those people I still talk to this day, and some of them have become my best friends due to the situations that we encountered, the ideas that they had, and also because we were able to all just embrace the suck together. The amount of solutions that we were able to come up for the same problem was very interesting since we all had different life experiences. We had our own perspectives, and we were able to make things as efficient as possible due to those different perspectives. All right, so mission focused efficiency. In the military, synchronized teamwork ensures the mission success. Likewise, in software development, teamwork accelerates project completion, dividing intricate tasks into manageable units, streamlines progress, and ensures timely delivery of high quality software, much like executing a mission's phase successfully. All right. Now, you're going to notice a lot of the things or at least I've noticed that a lot of things that I did in the military reflected to the software development world. For example, stand-ups, that was just my morning formation. And then stand-downs, that's just evening formation, right? Where all of the word ensures that it gets passed and that everybody's able to receive or have a chance to bring up concerns before the beginning of the next day. All right, spare the corps and camaraderie. The bonds forged in military service are unbreakable. Translate this camaraderie to your team. A shared sense of purpose and unity fuels motivation and elevates morale during challenging coding sprints. All right, definitely a huge leap there, right? We've all been through challenging moments inside of the military, I'm assuming, or just overall to this point in our lives. Well, I would hope that Code Platoon can offer enough of a challenge to where it allows us to make some bonds over the next 15 weeks. All right, interacting in a team. Can I get someone to read that first bullet point, please?
Communication, your digital battlefront. Effective communication in coding is like transmitting orders in the field. Regularly share progress, seek assistance when stuck, and actively listen to your comrades. Just as clear communication saves lives, it safeguards the clarity of your code base.
All right, awesome. Now, saluting respect and empathy. The military thrives on respect for fellow soldiers. Extend this principle to your team. Empathy paves the way for understanding teammates' perspectives and overcoming challenges together. Can I get someone to read that third bullet point?
Constructive critiques shaping battle plans, encoding, like on the battlefield, constructive feedback hones strategies for victory. Practice giving feedback objectively, focusing on strengthening the code rather than pointing fingers. Learning to critique and accept critiques gracefully is a skill that will set you apart.
Perfect. And then finally, pair programming. So code machine formation, that's adopt pair programming, akin to comrade advancing side by side. This practice accelerates learning, improves code quality, and cultivates synergy. Now, pair programming, once we start our pair programming functionality, or even when you're working within your teams, I strongly recommend that as you're tackling these daily algorithms, even though everyone's going to have their own copy, it helps if one person is kind of leading the algorithm, everyone else is providing their input. We're going to cover this. It's called driving and navigating. So if everybody else could be navigating while one person is driving, that'd be fantastic, just so that everyone has a chance to collaborate with one another. Everyone is learning at the same time. And I promise you that you're going to learn something from one another, or you're going to learn something from the simple fact that you are teaching your teammates something that you already have mastered or that you know about that they maybe didn't. All right. So now leveraging your team professional development, advancing through collaboration. All right. So mentors seek guidance from experienced members, minoring mentorship within military ranks or mirroring mentorship between military ranks. Mentors provide tactical insight, answer queries, and guide you through uncharted coding territories. We do have a fantastic mentor program that will be starting here shortly. Once everybody gets assigned their mentor, it's going to be up to you what kind of interaction you'll have with your mentors. You could have a regularly 1 week scheduled interaction, or you could have maybe even 2 times a week scheduled interactions. You could even go through the process of saying, "Hey, I do want to have a mentor, but I don't want to be that engaged with them. I just want to meet with them once a month." All right. You could also do that. It's really up to you how engaged you'll be with your mentors moving forward once they get assigned to you. But know that we do have that coming and that option for you. They're super helpful and they can definitely help you get a foot in the door in some of the in some of the tech industry. Go ahead, Nick.
Who are they?
They haven't been assigned to us yet, but they will be coming from Accenture, I believe.
Okay, so people working in industry.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now, embarking on tactical missions. Step into projects that push your boundaries. Similar to accepting challenging missions, embracing unfamiliar technologies or methodologies enhances your adaptability and problem-solving acumen. So, something that I always recommend, or that I like to recommend to students, is currently in this program, we're going to be teaching you specific frameworks such as React, Django. We will also be teaching you a database, which is a SQL database or a relational database. And we are also going to be covering Python and JavaScript. Now, with that said, the concepts that we are going to be teaching here in Code Platoon reflect into every other coding language. The only difference is that other frameworks and other languages are usually just more, for lack of better words, angry, right? They won't let you get away with the things that Python and JavaScript will let you get away with. They'll be a little bit more strict, require a little bit more of input from you as far as what to do and what not to do. And that's great. Now, as you're moving through this program, the program should be challenging enough. But if at any point you find yourself going above and beyond, you're finishing all of the algorithms and you still have free time throughout the day, you already went into your team and you helped out at least one person to make sure that you get that interaction of being a mentor and having a mentee for one specific concept, there's nothing to stop you from applying the same curriculum and the same concepts that we're teaching here to pick up a new language, right? Something that I would like to recommend is picking up an object-oriented programming language like C Sharp, and then working with an ASP.NET whenever you're creating your actual frameworks. That's going to help you a lot as far as seeing the common patterns and even adapting a language that's more type-stricted and it'll make you more flexible as a programmer. All right. Now, code scrutiny. Engage fervently, I believe that's how you say that, in code reviews, akin to inspecting gear for readiness. Reviewing and being reviewed fosters a culture of continuous improvement and shared learning. That kind of falls inside of pair programming. And it's also going to fall in the portion where you do a code demonstration within your teams. That code demonstration within your teams is something that you should be looking forward to. If you are struggling in a specific concept, you want to do that code demonstration, right? Your code demo doesn't always have to be something that you are leading in by leaps and bounds, or there's something that you have completely mastered. You don't have to demo an algorithm that you have completed to its mastery. What you can demo is, hey, listen, I've been working on this algorithm for the last 2 hours. This is where I'm at. I'm not sure if I'm doing this to the best of my ability. Do you guys have any room for improvement for this? This is what my code currently looks like. I don't want you guys to give me the answer, but if you guys could possibly give me a couple of pointers or even just, tell me where my code is or could be less or more efficient, that would be perfect. And then as a team, in a constructive way, we provide constructive criticism to let that individual know where their code is lacking and how to make it better. Right? That's the ideal situation there. Don't look at your code demos as something for you to just show mastery of something. You got to go in there and expose your weaknesses. That's the only way that we can get better is by exposing our weaknesses. All right, and can I get someone to read that last point, please?
Joint operations, coordinating grand maneuvers. Participate in collaborative projects that mirror coordinated military operations. Learn to navigate version control systems, manage diverse tasks, and synchronize efforts just as military units execute joint operations.
Perfect. So that's going to dive more into our Git and GitHub portion, which today we're going to actually have an exercise that will tackle down as a team that will force us to actually utilize Git and GitHub, enforce version control where everybody should have their own development branch to tackle down specific features of the assignment. All right. I'm not going to beat too much into this. I know all of us are familiar with working within a team, and I am sure that after getting this little refresher here, we're all going to have a fantastic interaction within our teams moving forward. So let's kick off this slideshow here. And actually, before we kick off this slideshow, I know we are only 15 minutes in. Let's kick this in. All right, Avenger Platoon, team kickoff. Let's start talking about this. So today we're going to cover class roles, team assignments, people bingo with a twist. We'll then go into our weekly retro. We have our bingo card time if needed, and then we'll go into our team coding project. That's going to be our overall day. We haven't covered weekly retro yet, so we will be covering that here shortly. All right, so class roles and expectations. So class roles. We have a class president. This is up to all of you to choose who your class president will be. Now, the class president will be responsible for assisting with stand up, stand down, sharing reminders, important notes and announcements, and also they will have a chance to do a graduation speech. We will have a media chair. The media chair will receive a coordinated music selection or organized movie night. So pretty much the media chair is for all of the online information. If the media chair decides that you guys would like to have something like a movie, maybe a brand new movie comes out, everybody wants to watch it, and you can find a streaming service that would be able to offer the movie, but it requires us to pay for it. You can let us in Code Platoon know, and we can provide that movie for you guys. That way you guys could all get together and just have some sort of a meetup, all right? If it's a game as well, just trying to get more of a social interaction going and build more of that community sense within the classroom. We are all on Zoom, so it's a little bit harder to do, but definitely something that we can accomplish if we put in the elbow grease. So that media chair is important that we choose the right person because just like I said, they actually have to put in the effort to get everyone together and do some sort of activity. Now, I do understand we all have our personal lives and we probably do a lot of coding. So, totally understandable if this becomes more of a stretch goal than something that actually happens on a regular basis. Now, we have our social chair. Our social chair is an in-person individual. And this is going to be for coordinating in-person gatherings and hangouts. Class is over. Nothing stops you guys from going out and having some sort of activity, preferably just something fun. That way, you guys can get to know each other a little bit better and get to have a good time all together. So, students can volunteer for a role or nominate someone else, and we will vote on who is selected for each position. All right. When it comes to this information here for class, media chair, and social chair, the way we're going to handle this, I'm going to send a massive thread on Slack with inside of the Avenger channel with everyone's names. And actually, let me do it now.
The in-person people were all going to Blues Fest this weekend.
I'll be there.
All right. I will send a massive thread here on Slack. Once that gets sent, we'll cover how voting happens, and everything's going to happen inside of Slack. All of the vote will happen inside of Slack so that by Monday morning we can have we will have chosen or have voted for our class president, media chair, and social chair. Fantastic. All right, team expectations. Before we move into team expectations, does anyone have any questions regarding class roles?
Yes. Is there any practical benefit to being any of these people, or is it just an added responsibility?
Is it just an honor?
Yes, I mean an honor. That's what I meant to say.
Yes, more of an honor than anything. All right, so team expectations. Communicate with your team. Work together with your teammates to review and understand code. The goal is learning. If someone is struggling, help them out. TAs are the first touch point for understanding. And then we have the rocket ship analogy where we all gather as together as our fuel to make sure that our rocket ship can make it to its destination. All right. The team expectations is pretty straightforward. Let's start talking about our teams here. Oh, never mind. We have our stand-ups and stand-down ritual. Again, during stand-ups, as of now, what has happened is we do roll call and then we have a code demo. Now, immediately after roll call is over, we're going to go ahead and open up the breakout rooms. When the breakout rooms are open, you'll go into your individual team rooms where you'll do your code demo for your individual teams. At which point, everyone can discuss the demo, talk about any sort of building blocks, and then also exercise building or team building activities. All right, and here you can see that social stand downs with teams building activities will be organized soon on Friday, team stand downs after assessment 1. And I will talk to your TAs about that, and they will get to you guys about the news as to what we'll be doing on Fridays. There it is, me and potatoes. These are our teams. Let me go ahead and make sure that gets shared as well. All right, team 1 has now been shared inside of Slack. And team 2 has been shared inside of Slack. So everybody has access to your teams, and you should know who belongs to your team. All right. let's push forward here. Now, people bingo with the twist. Before we go over these directions, let me go ahead and show us all a couple of examples that prior students have come up with. So the intention here is to create a prompt that will match everyone that belongs inside of your team, or at least one person inside of your team. Right here, where you can see that they have some sort of activity, for example, plays video games, and they attach it to the individual who matches said activity. The goal, again, is to have everybody inside of every square. That will get you the most amount of points. Now, this is what people have come up with in the past. Right, so there's one team here who was able to come up with this decorative and have a ridiculous amount of memes in the background as well. Here's another team's card. Actually, they're better looking if I stretch out this way. All right, so the idea here is to have fun, decorate your card, make it look nice. Here's the cows. Notice that they all came up with their independent teams here as well. They have the Last Code Benders, Dragon by Z, and the cows. All right, so here's our template scorecard. I'm going to name this one temporarily Team 1. And I messed that up. Let me call this one Team 2. And let me call this one Team 1. That way it's available to all of us to actually fill out this card. Now, when you go into your team breakout rooms, first of all, come up with a team name. And then secondly, let's take a look at the people bingo rules. Can I get someone to read this slide here?
People bingo with a twist. Objective, create a bingo for every member on your team by designing prompts that highlight shared experiences between teammates. You can use this pre-generated list of prompts or create custom prompts that suit your team best. A link. Prompts can be positive or negative. Loves spicy food, doesn't like coffee. For example, you cannot reuse similar prompts. For example, you cannot have related to military in more than one bingo square. As a general rule, this is designed for you to get to know each other and find common ground. Have fun with it.
I think the best part or the most important part about this is to make sure that you're having fun with it. You know, we're all adults here, and once you're within your team, you guys can decide how keep it appropriate, but you could definitely push the boundaries a little bit. All right. Can I get someone else to read this slide here?
People bingo with a twist. Points will be awarded using the following rules. Every bingo is worth 1 point. Blackout, or filling the whole card, is worth 5 additional points. Every square with more than one name receives 1 extra point per additional name, maximum of 5 points per square. Middle square is worth no points since everyone is there. Unique shared experiences are worth 2 points per name. Examples: in Air Force won't get you anything extra, but station at same duty station will. Loves coffee and loves music are too generic, but favorite brew is Carlin Bros Coffee and favorite band is Elback are worth extra points, maximum 12 points per square. If there's a situation that I didn't think about, at me in Slack. I have an idea for prizes for the top team, but I gotta get permission first, so no promises.
All right. Awesome. So those are our rules for people bingo. Again, fill out your lines as much as possible. You will get a score added up to it. And also towards the end, as a class, we'll go ahead and vote as to which, actually, we're going to leave it to the staff between TAs and instructors. We'll vote which one of the cards is the best card so that we can add some additional points for creativity and just overall effort and funniness. All right, everyone. Does anyone have any questions regarding the People Bingo card and how we'll be filling it out?
Prizes?
So for prizes as of now, what we're looking at is shirts. So currently you're already getting one free shirt, but I am currently speaking about getting the winning team a secondary free item from the Code Platoon store. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, just want to let you know I just got here, Francisco. And the second thing, is for you actually. Name 15 Disney movies or get Firewatch today.
For me, name 15 Disney movies. I'm
Or
gonna
get Firewatch.
let's see. I could go ahead and answer that as soon as I get off the recording, but that's gonna give me a little bit of time to get on there. Being put on the spot. All right. Any other questions? Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead and stop the recording here.